soundtrack just makes up for a lot of things.
I decided to make another video, so here I am. This time it's about this little thing, the Abarth 695 Esseesse, and I'm planning on doing my first kind of video review from a car. I mean, like a proper video review, because before I always used to film cars but I couldn't drive them because I didn't have a driving license. It's as new for me as it is for you guys, so yeah, I'm very excited to see how it will turn out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this review up into 3 things I love about this little Abarth and 3 things I don't quite like. So let's start off with the positives right away, because I love this little thing. First things first, I love how it sounds on the cold start. That's exactly what I mean. And then once you're inside of the car, this brings me on to number 2 of what I love about this car, and that is this little button over here. And as you can see, on there is a little scorpion, which obviously is the logo from Abarth. When you press this little guy, it transforms into this very Italian, sporty looking rev counter, which I love. And it's not only the cold start that sounds good, it's actually also the driving that sounds spectacular. So if I can just quickly talk you through the styling of the car on the exterior. For example, it's a classic, but I love that there's Abarth written in the front bumper. I mean, that's such a nice touch, and it immediately catches the attention of people who know what an Abarth is. In this specific model, I also love the little bumps in the front bonnet. It really gives the car a way more aggressive road presence, in my opinion. And then if you come around to the side, you can see that this car has a little sticker livery going on, but it matches perfectly with the white rims and the white wing mirrors. It's like a little theme that the car is going on, because at the back the rear bumper is highlighted with a little white pinstripe, so that's really nice. Of course, I can't forget this massive but fancy looking spoiler though, and it does add to the sporty character of the car, especially at the rear, of course. Another design feature that I love about this specific car is that the antenna is hidden right there underneath the little Abarth logo. And then of course the newly styled Akrapovic exhaust tips, which don't have the surrounding carbon anymore, but actually I prefer it like this because now it has a way cleaner look to it, in my opinion. And I mean, like, come on, you can't ignore that this car, especially in this environment, looks like a little rally car, doesn't it? So without further ado, let's hop on in this thing and let's actually drive it, which is the most exciting part, to be honest.
Alright, so as I'm driving out of the spot where I just filmed that, I already want to excuse myself if I would come across a little rusty, because for me it is a first as well to do this. So, what I want to start off with is how racy this car feels when you drive it, if that makes sense. Like, in some way it almost feels like a mini go-kart made for the road, and for some people that will make a lot of sense, but for some who don't really understand the concept of an Abarth, and especially this 695 Esseesse, it might come across as a very bold statement. The only thing I can say to that is that you need to drive on yourself before you understand. For example, yesterday I did a road trip towards the Nürburgring with a couple of friends of mine and a fellow car journalist colleague. And what I experienced yesterday, that I was basically faster than, for example, a new 992 Carrera S on B roads. And they were all shook by what this car was capable of. That's of course thanks to its short wheelbase and that it's very lightweight, because this car's weight comes in just short of 1,000 kilos, which is nothing. But also it depends on the driver, of course. Just kidding. But also it does depend on how Abarth has tuned this car, and I feel like the suspension is ideal for B-roads. This suspension is so rough but the moment you take it on B-roads, it comes to life like nothing else before. And by the way, these seats, they hold you in perfectly. Like, I don't think I've ever sat that comfortable in a car seat ever since I had my Mexicosi as a baby. Like, I'm not kidding you. Just the whole design of them. I know this is very cheesy to say. There's written like 1 of 695 in there. Just like, if I would own this car, it would make me feel so special whenever I drive it. The only downside I feel like with this car is that it's very, very understeery. But that soundtrack just makes up for a lot of things. As I mentioned before, the suspension is so nice on B-roads. The car does feel like a little bit unrefined, let's say. Okay, and one more downside, the valves only open when you're above 58 kilometers an hour, I think, or the valves also open when you come to a complete standstill. And what I then found out is that when you accelerate hard enough, the valves stay open, and man, does that sound good, because then you get like the raspy noise of the Akrapovic exhaust, and that sounds so lovely. Very Italian. And I know that my fellow colleagues from car journalism will laugh at this, but this car makes me feel so Italian, dude. Like, driving it, you feel like a little aggressive Italian dude, which sometimes I am, yeah. This car is proper fun. It really is. And just going through the gears with this lovely carbon shifter knob, it kind of also is about the whole feeling this car gives you when you're inside of it and when you're really driving it. It's just something else, man. It really is. Something else that might be important for some of you is the visibility in this car is very good. The way this car is like a boxy kind of look to it really allows you to look all around you. And even when you look in your rear view mirror, you have like a very, very big rear window, which is quite handy. And the front windscreen is also very, very open, let's say. And I told this to one of my mates before, that this car kind of has like a bit of a lifted and very chunky dashboard, which kind of gives you an odd feeling when driving it for the first time. I feel like my final verdict of this car would be that if you are looking for a little Italian car, I must say, because if you don't like the quirks of an Italian car, you should never ever buy this. But if you do, and if you're looking for a little car that is fantastic on B-roads and has so much character to it, then this is the car you should be looking for. It really is. And I'm so sad I have to return it tomorrow. But it has been a wonderful week with this car. It really has been. And I don't feel like something else will impress me as much as this did on B-roads. Alright, so we are now going to do a little POV drive. I love when the valves open and you like hear the engine scream. That's so nice. What I really like is when you see the boost building up right here. That's so cool. I just love going through the gears in this car.
So I'm unfortunately gonna have to end the video like this because my GoPro ran out of memory while filming, so great. And I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent from now on, so I'm gonna try to film my next video this week even. It's gonna be a fun little something, and it's gonna be, again like this video, something new that I'm gonna try out. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.